Ever been at Washington, D.C.'s Union Station or New York's Penn Station or Philly's 30th Street Station on a really hot day and all you want to do is go home? Same. And we deserve an explanation that isn't just some social media account telling us that there's heat-related issues. That commute sucked that day. And what made it worse was not really knowing who or what to blame. Amtrak wasn't very transparent, but it was the heat. Summer can actually cause trains to be late. And this is your explanation. First and foremost, the dreaded sun kink. This is one that affects every piece of rail in the world, but it also doesn't discriminate by mode. Basically, like most things, steel expands in heat. And if you've ever seen one of those cook an egg on the sidewalk videos, you know that surfaces in direct sunlight get much hotter than the air around them. Steel, like asphalt, is no exception. If the steel doesn't have room to expand, basically that there isn't enough of a gap cut between the rails, and they keep pushing against each other, they'll buckle and kink, which can send a train going too fast barreling off the tracks. This especially affects older tracks, and with some few notable exceptions in the United States, we have some really old tracks. Kinks can either cause delays from speed restrictions or be so pronounced that they need to reroute trains around the kink while it gets repaired. This doesn't affect metros and subways as much as regional rail or commuter rail because subways are oftentimes underground and out of the sun. But for the most part, subways have elevated sections as well as underground sections, which means in places like Chicago, New York, Boston, Baltimore, DC, and Philly, subway tracks are absolutely vulnerable to this. So if you're like me, you are a daily public transit commuter whose life is in the hands of Amtrak every single day. And one of the common excuses that Amtrak gives for its trains not running on time, delaying regional carriers like the MTA, NJT, and SEPTA, are wire issues. So what are those wire issues? Well, much like heat making steel expand, it does the same to copper. You know how sometimes your clothes will feel really stiff and non-malleable in the freezing cold and not in the heat? Same thing happens to wires. Train wires, or catenary, are strung up really tight on purpose, but intense heat can often make them sag. This can make a pantograph arm the train uses to power itself either disconnect from the wire or cause excessive sparks that can degrade both the wires and the pantograph arm over time. Basically, power loss, which, yes, does include air conditioning. I have, in fact, experienced this exact thing in summer of 2023, where we had to be rescued on the Northeast Corridor by a very wonderful marc crew just outside DC because a 25-year-old electric locomotive just died. Something like that happening on the tracks of the Northeast Corridor is going to slow down trains everywhere. Okay, so what about third rails, or the main power source for metros and subways? They're also made of metal and powered by insane amounts of electricity. Can they overheat if exposed to too much direct sunlight? Short answer, yes. This one's a lot easier to get people to understand because smartphones do that too. Obviously not for the same reasons, but putting anything electrical in direct sunlight, not a good idea. Like overheated overhead wires, this can cause power loss, speed restrictions, breakdowns, and in some extreme cases, dude, that was wild, fires. Okay, enough of that depressing shit. Let's talk solutions. For wire sagging, Amtrak is in the process of adding this thing called constant tension. It's basically a pulley system that uses counterweights to tighten the wires back up as they start to sag in the heat, which allows trains to keep their speed up without damaging any of the hardware. For third rail issues, transit authorities do a few things. You'll typically see these covers on third rails. Now, that's usually for contact with people and animals as well as weather protection, but it does have a bonus effect of reflecting sunlight at certain angles. The big thing is to make sure that there's expansion joints cut into the third rail so that it doesn't buckle. As for the tracks themselves, while rail gaps and expansion joints are very, very helpful, they can also damage the wheels of the train and degrade the tracks themselves. So what installers will typically do is they will weld them together, file them down nice and smooth, and do so at an extremely hot temperature. so that the steel is already at its most expanded and won't cause any buckling in the future, or at least that's the plan. However, the most important thing is having strong, stable infrastructure, adequate ballast, properly maintained ties, and overall just well-managed rails. We hear talk a lot about deferred maintenance when it comes to rail infrastructure or even road infrastructure, especially in the United States. That is a problem. The best time to maintain and replace your rail infrastructure was a decade ago. The second best time is right now. If someone whose job it is to maintain railroad tracks tells you that it is approaching its end of life, it's already too late. Okay, not too late, but it is time to start investing in this now so that it doesn't cost $1 bajillion to do the whole system in the future. And to be fair, yes, much of this work is being addressed thanks to the 2021 infrastructure law, but that doesn't mean it'll be fixed overnight. This is why if you live in a place like Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, or anywhere else that isn't on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor, the best time to annoy your congressperson is right now. Because while they spent more than $1 trillion on infrastructure in 2021, $66 billion of that was divvied out to Amtrak. And that was the most money that Amtrak has ever been given at one time in its history. Spoiler alert, that's not enough to keep stuff like this from happening. And I'll say this much, if we think heat delays are bad now, just wait until they keep kicking the can down the road and this shit gets even older. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.